Fuck all that noise. Hey astrology fans, what's happening? Michael here. So I've noticed in online astrology spaces, people love to shit on signs they don't like, which tends to be most of the signs. Seems like everyone gets shit on to some extent. But I gotta say, I wanted to do something different. So I wanted to put together this series of videos, one for each sign, giving you 5 things that I love about each sign. So this is the video on Aquarius. So if you have got your sun, your moon, your rising, something else, there's a strong placement in Aquarius, this video is very much for you. And so here we go. Here's the 5 things that I love about you. Let's do it. Alright, first thing I want to commend you Aquarians on is for being the revolutionaries of the Zodiac. I think that revolutionary is the word that I would associate most with the sign of Aquarius. I think people with an emphasis on this sign in their chart can be expected to perennially think outside the box. It's like they don't feel the same pressures of like cultural norms that the rest of us do. And these are the kind of unorthodox influence which basically has shaped the world, right? Because it has push the rest of us to dream of like what a better world might look like. Given that Aquarius is an air sign as well, this ability to think radically is also often coupled with the ability to communicate that vision with other people as well, not to mention with a high level of intelligence, which brings me to my next point in this list, which is that Aquarians tend to be great innovators as well. I think that this is one way in which the intellect can shine through. It's that Aquarius also relates to technology, and more particular the ruling planet of Uranus is very much the ruler of technology, electricity, these kind of really like revolutionary inventions. Many Aquarian dominants find themselves applying their intellect to find creative solutions to real world problems, whether it's inventing something or just finding a way around, a new way of doing something, a new idea, whatever it is. This is the Aquarian speciality. And in that same vein, on a social level, you'd expect Aquarians to hold progressive ideals and in many ways seek reform of what they may perceive or have identified as societal ills and things that need fixed. In other words, Aquarius dominants tend to be astrology's humanitarian. I really feel this is the sign that's most oriented and geared toward thinking about the collective good. There's that quote from Marcus Aurelius who said, "What's good for the hive is good for the bees." And I think that really neatly sums up an Aquarian perspective on what it's like to be a single individual that is also a member of the human race. They don't only think about themselves. I mean, how could they? How could you? If you're an Aquarian dominant watching this video, there's no way that you can think about just yourself when there are literally billions of other people to think about as well. And I think that's really admirable. So keep it up. A really good example of someone who ties everything that I've mentioned already together would be Frederick Douglass, who was a leading figure in the movement to abolish slavery in the USA. The fact that he emerged as a prominent black intellectual, it really delegitimized this idea that was held by a lot of slave owners, that slaves weren't intellectually fit to be free citizens. So having this guy, it just completely ripped that apart and was just like a really, really important figure in this. He was also a great supporter of women's rights, and he was a strong proponent of the economically liberal values on which the USA was founded. Interestingly, the USA has an Aquarius moon. Douglas himself had his sun and his Venus both in Aquarius, and I think he really maximized those in his life work and really, really made a difference. So on the lighter side of things, Aquarian dominants are as apt as the other 2 signs to be able to make friends. Very friendly sign. Aqua dominants are people that you'd expect to be joining social clubs and societies and to be part of many different social circles and groups. You could probably consider Aquarians to be the greatest networkers in astrology. Okay, final thing on my list of things that I love about the sign of Aquarius is their idealism. I think that really sums up Aquarius really well, just in one word. The ruling planet of Uranus was discovered during the European Age of Reason, when like centuries of tradition and oppression, frankly, by the religious establishment, was finally giving way to rational thinking, and this represented a new opportunity for freedom. And these rational thinkers were dreaming of a utopia. They had this dream of this perfect rational utopia, thinking that if they could rationally work things through, then they could they can make things perfect. And even today, as we're starting to move into the age of Aquarius, there's definitely something in the air. There's like a vision of like a better tomorrow, or even perhaps a world utopia kind of thing. And that hope, I think, is something you could expect to see in any person. That hope of something better and of being able to make things better, I think is something you'd expect to see in any Aquarius dominant person. To be honest, I think as a species, I think we could all do with having a think about what we can do better and what a better and more humanitarian world would look like, and then bring ourselves together and work together to make it a reality. And I think that is the work that Aquarians are onto, and I salute you. Alright, that's my video. Those are my thoughts on what I think are the best attributes of the sign of Aquarius. If you want to see more of this astrology based content, please let me know by hitting the like button and the subscribe button. And if you want to leave me a comment, that would make my day. Alright, have a good one. Cheers.